In this problem, they asked us to solve each inequality, graph the solution, and express it in interval notation. So you can look at your paper, do you see interval notation? That's kind of confusing because they actually give you inequalities, and you should graph it and then see what you got. Now it looks like you have two problems, this, and you're actually graphing them the same number line. I'm going to get my x's together first. I'm going to subtract 2x. Pick the smaller variable first. I have 8 is greater than or equal to 3x minus 7. I'm going to add 7 on both sides. 15 greater than or equal to 3x. I'm going to divide by 3 both sides. 5 is greater than or equal to x. I am flipping the inequality sign, but I'm only doing that to have the variable on the left side, because we normally read it numbers that are, in this case, smaller than or equal to 5. Notice how I'm writing that? It's pointing towards the x in this problem, so when I reverse it, it looks just like that. Raise your hand if you got that as one of your solutions. Now I don't want to forget this. Class, what's the key word between those inequalities? And means what number? 2. To get into this prestigious college, you better have a 4.0 and taken 8 AP classes. Does that make sense? You have to meet both of those conditions. Let's go ahead and solve this other one here. And I drew this line down the middle because I don't want to forget the keyword and. I'm going to subtract a smaller variable, subtract 3x. 2x minus 3 greater than 1. Looks okay so far? Add 3. 2x greater than 4. Divided by 2. I'm not flipping the inequality sign. It's only when you divide or multiply by negative do you do that. X is greater than 2. Raise your hand if you got that. Okay, here's common mistake number 1. Common mistake number 1 is you write x is less than or equal to 5 and x is greater than 2. You have to make a compound inequality. What does that look like? Well, I have the same variable. Smaller number on the left, which is 2. Larger number on the right, which is 5, and just match up your signs. Less than or equal to, pointing towards the 2. Now, it does tell us to solve each inequality, which we've done. It tells us to graph the solution and then also express it in interval notation. Now, this is not an interval notation, is it? No. So let's get that in interval notation. Let's draw a graph. If you look at this graph here, when I ask you, say, show me, you're going to show me either your thumbs this way, or this way. Show me. Your thumb should be pointing in, right? It's an and problem. Let's see if the graph verifies that. I only need 3 numbers on my number line. 2. I decided to space it out a little bit so you can kind of see this. Open or close, class? Which direction? Open or close? Which direction? Raise your hand if your graph looks like that so far. Okay, this is where students go wrong. Everyone say overlap. You should recognize that there is an overlap. Is that the phone? No. I'm hearing things. Now, you could think that's just a bar. But if you're not sure, you can use, everyone say test points. Let's test the points. Someone pick a number. 3 is in between them, yes? Let's pick 3. Is 3 smaller than or equal to 5? Is 3 bigger than 2? Solution, not a solution. Solution. So I'm pick another number. Okay, good. 1 is on the outside of that number. Class, is 1 smaller than or equal to 5? Is 1 bigger than 2? Solution, not a solution. Because in this problem you need what? You need to meet 2 conditions, 2 check marks. So I'll pick another number. What number? 6 smaller than 5. 6 bigger than 2. Solution, not a solution. Let's use our test points to figure out the locations where it's a solution. In between is a solution. 1 over here is not a solution. And 6 to the right of that 5 is not a solution. Therefore, my solutions are only in between these. Parentheses or brackets? Parentheses or brackets? This is the graph using integral notation. And if I draw a parentheses and bracket, that number is 2, 5. Raise your hand if you got this as your answer. So you see the test points actually works for all inequalities. Now remember, it's a visual. Look, and means 2. If I put my finger over here, it's only a solution for the green, over here for the purple, and that's both.